Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Berkeley County Board of Education meeting this Tuesday, November 13th, 2018. I call this meeting to order. I declare a quorum is present and the media has been notified. The first item on the agenda is the swearing in of the new and re-elected board members. So we're going to go down front and Mr. Jack Williams is going to swear us in.
Anybody need Bibles? I got some extras. We're good? All right, very good. I brought 3 extras.
You're very thoughtful. He's very thoughtful too.
Well, Kelly, we've got this.
Somebody to hold on. She needs guidance.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much for your willingness to serve. In a minute, you'll be sworn in, and probably for the next 4 years, you'll be sworn out. If you will, when I finish with the oath, if you will, step over. Mrs. Riddle has a document that you need to sign confirming your election, okay? If you will, repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
according to the Constitution of this state
according to the Constitution of this state
to exercise the duties
to exercise the duties
of the office
of the office
to which I have been elected,
to which I have been elected,
and that I will,
that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
discharge the duties thereof,
discharge the duties thereof,
and preserve, protect, and defend
and preserve, protect, and defend
the Constitution of this state
the Constitution of this state
and of the United States.
and of the United States.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Congratulations, sir. A little bit extra prayer.
You're in now.
No turning back now.
We'll now entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Reverend Spann to approve the agenda. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Next, we'll move on to Agenda Item 1D, the approval of minutes for the board workshop on October 23rd, 2018. Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
There's a motion by Reverend Spann, a second by Mr. McQuillan to approve the minutes for the board workshop on October 23rd, 2018. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Agenda Item 1E, approval of the minutes for the regular meeting on October 23rd, 2018. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Ms. Conder to approve the minutes for the regular meeting on October 23rd, 2018. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Now entertain a motion to move into executive session.
So moved, Madam Chair.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Wright, a second by Mr. Ramsey to move into executive session for the stated purpose of legal advice regarding a contractual matter, Project W, economic development, the discussion of pending employment matters, 8 student attendance appeals, and 6 student expulsion appeals. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. We are in executive session. I'll now entertain a motion to return to regular session.
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Ramsey to return to regular session. I'd like to state for the record that no action was taken in executive session. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. We are in regular session. Please kneel stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. There are no citizen comments, so we'll move past agenda item 4A. We'll now move on to agenda item 5A, action as required from executive session.
Madam Chair, I move that we allow Dr. Ingram to negotiate a contract regarding Project Whiskey as discussed in executive session.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Ramsey. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to accept the recommendation of the administration to expand the maintenance department to include a part-time assistant director for facilities.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Conder, a second by Reverend Spann. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We'll now move on to student attendance appeals. I'll now hear student number 1.
Madam Chair, in the matter of student number 1, I move that we grant the attendance appeal.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Ms. Conder to grant the attendance appeal of student number 1. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Students 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 will be heard together. We'll now entertain a motion.
Madam Chair,
I move that we deny the appeal for student 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. Wright,
Ramsey.
a second by Mr. Ramsey, to deny the appeal of students 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Student number 7.
Madam Chair, in the matter of student number 7, I move that we deny the appeal.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Wright, to deny the appeal of student number 7. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Student number 8.
Madam Chair, in the matter of student number 8, I move that we deny the appeal.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Reverend Spann, to deny the appeal of student number 8. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We'll now move on to expulsion appeals. We'll now entertain student number 1.
Madam Chair, in the matter of student number 1, I move that we grant the expulsion appeal and allow the child to attend the alternative school.
Second.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan, a second by Mr. Ramsey, to grant the appeal and assign the student to Berkeley Alternative School. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Student number 2.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the appeal. Student number 2. grant the appeal.
And-
for number 2.
And where do you want to assign?
Oh,
Assign to the alternative stool. All right, so motion by Mr. Wright, second by Reverend Spann, to grant the appeal of student number 2 and assign to Berkeley Alternative School. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Student number 3.
Madam Chairman, I move that we grant the appeal with the stipulation that the child attend virtual school.
Second. There's a motion by Ms. Conder, a second by Wofford, to grant the appeal and assign the student to virtual school. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Student number 4.
Madam Chair, I move that we grant the appeal and assign the student to alternative school.
Second.
There's a motion by Reverend Spann, a second by Mr. McQuillan, to grant the appeal and assign the student to the Berkeley Alternative School. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Student number 5.
Madam Chair, I move that we grant the appeal and allow student number 6 to attend virtual school.
We skipped 5.
Student number 5.
Oh, alternative school, I'm sorry.
Grant the appeal of second. There's a motion by Mr. Wright, a second by Wofford, to grant the appeal and assign the student to Berkeley Alternative School. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Student number 6.
Madam Chairman, I move that we grant the appeal and assign the child to virtual school.
Second.
There's a motion by Ms. Conder, a second by Reverend Spann, to grant the appeal and assign the student to virtual school. Is there any additional discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. That concludes item 5A, items from executive session. We'll now move on to 6A, the superintendent's report. Dr. Ingram.
Thank you, Madam Chair, board members, members of the audience. First, I would like to congratulate all of the board members who've been reelected, and to especially to Ms. Kathy Littleton, congratulations and welcome aboard. You're joining a very dynamic team. I don't say this lightly, but it's the best board of education that I've worked with in 38 years. Not that others were bad, but this one's particularly dynamic, and I certainly appreciate that. I received word from State Superintendent Molly Spearman that the release of the state report card has been postponed from November 15th and tentatively reset to November 29th due to, and I quote, inaccuracies in the data file for the student survey, which serves as our school quality indicator, despite the file being verified by the vendor Advanced Ed on Friday. That's a quote. So I think it just shows that while I do appreciate the efforts of the State Department and their staff, that our initiative to develop an accountability system for our area that's more robust is well thought through. And we did have that initial meeting earlier this week or last week, so I'll let you know about that in a second. Sue and I did attend a wonderful production by a talented group of BSA students at Goose Creek High this past Sunday, The Little Shop of Horrors. It was very well done, and I just had a couple of nightmares about getting in that giant plant, Laura, but not really. It was very well done, very well done. We will have a winter teacher recruitment reception on Thursday, December 6th from 4:30 until 6 at Men Riv, I believe. Is that correct? Okay, thank you, Karen. And the Devon Forest Elementary School robotics team qualified for state competition coming up December 8th. Good luck to the Devon Forest Elementary School students. We've had several students win Youth Art Awards at the Coastal Carolina Fair this year, and we will have have that list posted on our website soon. Congratulations to Noah Ward at Phillips Simmons High for winning the Class 2A State Cross Country Championship. Noah ran a personal best of 15 miles in about a personal best of 15 minutes and 40 seconds. Cross country, that would have taken me 3 hours and 40 minutes. Never mind. We had several students from our district selected for All-State Choir. Leading the district in selections this year was Cane Bay High with 26 total selections for the state. That's more than we've ever had. Congratulations to all of our All-State Choir selections. Our Sedgefield Renaissance students led a campaign to collect 2,000 pairs of socks and donated them to 180 Place, which is a homeless shelter in Charleston. It's always good to be part of something bigger than yourselves. Congratulations to those students. Westview Elementary hosted its first ever Low Country History Day last Wednesday. College Park Elementary has a creative character education initiative called the Energy Bus. Students find ways to spread cheer by encouraging positive interactions among their classmates. I have a personal report from the principal. It's working very well, and discipline incidents are greatly reduced. Kudos to Timberland High School for collecting about 100 turkeys and related food items to share with families in need, and Sue and I are planning to participate in the distribution this Saturday. That'll be a lot of fun. 3 of our football teams, Berkeley, Hanahan, and Timberland, will continue their playoff competition this coming Friday. Good luck to all 3 teams, and I would like to recognize the following members of the Teacher Forum that are present for tonight's meeting. Wendy White, Phillips Simmons Middle. Wendy, thank you, Wendy, for coming. Jessica Williams, Mount Holly Elementary. Okay. Rosemary Harold, Phillips Simmons Elementary. Rosemary, thank you very much. David Sweat, Cross. David, you here? Yep. Clean up pretty nice there, David. Good job. And I would like to, and of course, Nick. Thank you, Nick, for coming. Your leadership is always appreciated, as is with all of our teacher leaders. This is our last meeting before the Thanksgiving break. Schools and district offices will close next Wednesday, November 21st. We will resume classes and normal operations on November 26th. And I would like to take this public opportunity to wish everyone a very happy Thanksgiving. Madam Chair and board members, that concludes my report for the evening.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the board chair report. The first item, we named a secondary ELA coordinator at the last meeting, and he was not able to attend, and he's able to attend tonight. Mr. Charles Sweeney, congratulations on your appointment. So we always embarrass you and make you stand up and tell us who's with you, and also photo op with your family. So.
I have a wonderful wife, Julie, with me today. The kids are at home at ballet class.
Very good. Thank you for being here. Always, we like to support that family because you're the reason why our educators are so excellent. Thank you very much. We do not have a delegate for the legislative, a school board association legislative meeting on the 7th of December. We have until the 19th, so if anyone's plans have changed and they can attend, please let me know, so you can vote our votes at the school board association meeting. If not, we just need to notify them. I also have been requested by the school board association, there's a vacancy on the board because of recent elections for the School Board Association for Region 3, which includes Berkeley and Georgetown County School Districts. There's 1 year left on a 4-year term. If you are interested in serving on the South Carolina School Board Association, let me know or let Dr. Ingram know. It would be a 1-year commitment to serve on the School Board Association. And that's from Scott Price. All right, that's all I have on the board chair report. We'll now move on to agenda item 8A. Ms. Kathy Littleton, welcome to the board. Along with that comes an assignment to a committee, and you'll be assigned to the Academics and Innovation Committee. And we're getting ready to roll into committee meetings. Agenda item 8B, we have a quorum on all committees tonight, so there's no temporary assignments needed. So now we'll recess the formal board meeting to go into committee meetings. So we are recessed, and we'll move on to Academics and Innovation.
Madam Chairman, I'm calling the Committee on Academics and Innovation to order. I declare there is a quorum of committee members present and note that the media has been given proper notice pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. The first agenda item is the Head Start Budget Expenditure Report for September 2018, Head Start Credit Card Report for September 2018, Prospective New Hires, Financial Policies and Procedures Manual 2017-18 Annual Report, Head Start Service Plan, Child Care Provider Job Description, ERSI Recruitment Plan, Head Start Selection Criteria, and the School Readiness Plan for approval. What is the pleasure of my committee? All in favor? Oh, I'm sorry.
I was going to say, it's you and Miss Kathy. Oh, so this is Miss Kathy's first committee meeting, so
so
we
I
might
need to
have
give her
thrown
a little-
her.
okay.
Yeah, we may have thrown her into the deep end.
Yeah, okay. I'll make the motion. And Kathy, if
I'll
you want to
second
second it. Okay. Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The motion carries. The second agenda item is the Career and Technical Education Textbook Adoption. First reading, Dr. O'Gorman, you are recognized.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Ingram, ladies and gentlemen. I have several textbook adoptions for you tonight from our Career and Technical Education Program. For Emergency Medical Services 3, we have Health Center 21 from Applied Educational Systems. For Digital Art and Design, Communicating Through Graphics, it's a 6-year bundle. Fashion Design 1, Apparel Design, Textiles and Construction, and a supplemental to Fashion Design 1, Successful Sewing, tongue-tied tonight, y'all. 7th edition. We have those available on the back. You'll notice that one is a completely online textbook, and there's information there where you can access that textbook online. So at this point, I would ask that you approve these textbook recommendations.
And I don't have any issues with these textbooks tonight.
Thank you, Ms.
Dr.
Condor.
I was going to say, you better write it down, take a picture.
This is your red letter day, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So what is the pleasure of my committee? All in favor? I make a motion that we accept these textbooks.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
The motion carries. Thank you, Dr. O'Gorman.
Thank you.
Okay. Third agenda item is the instructional calendar adjustment. Second quarter report cards. Dr. O'Gorman, you are again recognized.
Thank you. January 7th was originally a work day for teachers, and the report cards for the second quarter are scheduled to be released on January 10th. We've had a request that we give some additional time to teachers to prepare grades since they no longer have that work day, since it's a weather makeup day. So we are asking to approve the issuance of report cards for the second quarter be moved from January 10th to January 15th. That gives them a couple of extra work days. That does not impact the end of the quarter, just the day that report cards go out to parents.
Okay. What is the pleasure of my committee? Would you like to make the motion?
I move that we accept the proposal to move it from the 10th to the 15th.
I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I will entertain a motion to adjourn this committee meeting so that the Finance and Human Resources Committee meeting can begin. I make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And the motion carries. We are adjourned.
I'm calling the Committee on Finance and Human Resources to order. I declare there is a quorum of committee members present and note that the media has been given proper notice pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. First agenda item is second reading to delete policy EGB, Student Athletic and Volunteer Insurance Coverage, and revise policy JGA, Student Insurance Program. Dr. Karen Whitley, you are recognized.
Thank Thank you. Good evening, Chairman Ramsey, Superintendent Ingram, and board members. We are asking for second reading approval to delete policy EGB student athletic and volunteer insurance coverage and revise policy JGA student insurance program. These actions will reflect current practice. Are there any questions?
I move to accept the recommendation of Dr. Whitley.
Second. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All those who are opposed respond by saying nay. The motion is approved by a vote of 3-0. The second agenda item is first reading to revise policy JCDA-R, Student Behavior Code. Dr. Whitley, you are recognized again.
Okay, thank you. We are asking for first reading approval to revise policy JCDA-R, Student Behavior Code. On page 3, we are requesting that, but not limited to, and vapor pens and jewel devices be added for further clarification of policy. These actions are a result of input from our administrators. Are there any questions?
I move to approve the first reading to revise policy JCDA-R, Student Behavior Code.
Second.
I do have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. There's a penalty for student cell phones. Is this the same one that I'm thinking about? Is there the sanction about student cell phones?
This one, I was gonna say, this is for cigarettes, e-cigarettes and jewels, and adding those vape pens as legal on campus.
Okay. I probably am thinking about the wrong one.
Okay. Dr. Gilman, could you?
No, Ms. Walker is correct. This is dealing with students that have possession of vapor pens and jewels and anything of that nature. So it's just to clarify that and just add that to the policy.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's not.
Okay.
Cell phones is a part of this policy, though, but there were no changes made on that.
There were none made on that?
Not on the cell phone. I mean, it's on page 7.
Yeah, can I make a recommendation?
Absolutely.
You know, I'm a little concerned about taking children's cell phones for 7 days. Holding a child's cell phone?
That's third offense, yes, ma'am.
Right. I've had a few people express a little concern about that policy, that it's a safety issue that some parents are concerned about. I'm not against cell phones being taken away from a child during school hours, but to hold that cell phone for 7 days and not give it back to the parent, when the parent may depend on that cell phone for the safety of that child. Am I making sense when they're no longer on school grounds?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
The principals also work with parents in certain things like that, like during the weekend, they may allow the student, to take it home. This policy, when it first was out, it was taken and then given back, and then it was 14 days, and then it was the rest of the year. So this policy has changed over the years to where it's, taken and given back. They're given a copy of the policy, and then it's taken for 7 days, 7 calendar days, not school days, and then also for any offenses after that.
Well, I'd kind of like for us to revisit that if we could, and change that. I mean, keep it for the day, but when that child leaves the school, give it back to the child, especially if it's a concern where the parent has to maintain some sort of contact with that child after school. That's my concern.
Okay, we have we have principal PLCs the last week of this month, and I'll be happy to bring that up, and then we can report to you at the December 11th board meeting.
Okay. Because there are some cases that even involves my own grandchild, so it's important, I think. Not that my grandchild has ever done an infraction with her cell phone, don't get me wrong. But you know, to me, safety is a big issue. The children are very important, and their safety is important to me. Thank you.
Thank you.
We would now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye. Aye. All those who are opposed respond by saying nay. The motion is approved by a vote of 3-0. The third agenda item is first reading to revise policy IHA-R, grading assessment systems. Dr. Whitley, you are recognized again.
Thank you. We are asking for first reading approval to review policy IHA-R, grading assessment systems. These actions will reflect the correct language as to how GPAs are to be calculated. In September of 2017, the State Department changed the GPA calculation from not being rounded to being rounded to the third decimal. What the district currently has is computations will not be rounded to a higher number. The language has been changed to computations will be rounded to the third decimal policy as outlined, to the third decimal place as outlined in the state's uniform grading policy. Are there any questions?
I move to approve the first reading to revise policy IHA-R, grading assessment systems.
Second.
We will now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All those who are opposed respond by saying nay. The motion is approved by a vote of 3-0. The fourth agenda item is first reading to revise policy IFBDB, distance, online, and virtual education. Dr. Whitley, you are recognized again.
Okay, thank you. We are asking for first reading approval to revise policy IFBDB, distance, online, and virtual education. On the first page of the policy, we are requesting to add a line to the Virtual South Carolina VSC policies and guidelines. They will also for further clarification to the policy. The revisions are to ensure that our guidelines and practices align with Virtual South Carolina. We are a virtual learning franchise, which requires us to operate within the same guidelines and practices as Virtual South Carolina. This change increases the integrity of our program. Are there any questions?
Mr. Chair, I move to approve first reading to revise policy IFBDB, distance, online, and virtual education.
Second. Do we have a motion?
Oh, no, you got it.
He made it. I'm sorry.
Yep, you got the
We will
second.
now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed respond by saying nay. The ayes have it by a vote of 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Whitley. The fifth agenda item is the monthly financial update. Ashley Smith, you are recognized.
Good evening, Chairman Ramsey, Dr. Ingram, and members of the board. I do need to apologize in advance. After this was uploaded to board docs, I did find 2 mistakes, and I will point them out as I get to them. For the month of September, we received $12.4 million in revenue, mostly from EFA funds, bringing us to a total of $36 million year-to-date through September 2018 for the general fund. Our expenditures year-to-date are $44 million, including $35 million in salaries and benefits. The majority of the purchase service amount of $6.6 million was spent on Kelly services. In the Special Revenue Fund for the month of September, we received $425,000 in revenue for a total of $696,000 year-to-date. Expenditures for special revenue were $2 million for the month of September and $3.4 million year-to-date. We have filed over $1 million in claims that have been posted in revenue for the month of October. For the EIA fund, our year-to-date revenue is $3.1 million instead of the $7.3 million as shown on the slide, with a total expenditure of $2.6 million through September 2018. Our capital projects budget has a total of $14.1 million, not the $22.9 is listed here, which includes the $11 million from the September bond sale. When preparing the slide, I inadvertently included the $8.7 million transfer to the bond referendum account in the capital projects budget. Our total expenditures year-to-date are $1.4 million and a total encumbrance of $2.9. This leaves a remaining balance of $18.5 to complete the maintenance and capital items that the board approved at the September board meeting, as well as the remaining projects from 17-18 that are still pending or in progress. Our total bond referendum budget is now $20.8 million, which includes the $8.7 million from the bond sale in the month of September. Our year-to-date expenditures are $5.3 million, and the total encumbrances are $10.7 million, leaving a balance of $4.6 for remaining items to close out Fox Bank Elementary, Bowens Corner, and the Berkeley Ed Center. The child nutrition budget has received a total revenue of $2.4 million year-to-date and has expended $2.2 million year-to-date. The majority of expenditures in the child nutrition fund are supplies and materials, which includes food for the school cafeterias. All budgets presented this evening are in good standing as of September 30th, 2018. Are there any questions?
Will you be sending or uploading a new sheet for the correction?
I can certainly do that.
Happy birthday, Miss Smith. I'm very sorry that you're spending it at a school
I wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
party at the boardroom. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
The sixth agenda item is out-of-state travel. Ms. Smith, you're recognized again.
Administration is requesting a motion to approve the 16 out-of-state travel request as presented.
I move to approve the 16 out-of-state travel request as presented by Ms. Smith.
Second. We will now call the question. All those in favor respond by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed respond by saying nay. The motion is approved by a vote of 3-0.
Thank
At
you.
this time, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn so the Facilities and Capital Planning Committee meeting can begin.
So move.
Second.
I call the motion. All those in favor of adjourning respond by saying aye. Aye. We are now adjourned.
I'm calling the Committee on Facilities and Capital Planning to order. I declare that a quorum is present and that the media has been notified and given proper notice pursuant to the Freedom of Information Act. Tonight we have two information-only agenda items, the first being a safety and security update. Mr. Jackson, you are recognized.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Dr. Ingram, members of the board. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. Brian Fenton to the podium to deliver our safety and security update.
So, let me get this thing to play. Yeah, I think we got it. All right. Good evening, Chair Wofford, Dr. Ingram, members of the board. It's my pleasure to bring the fall 2018 security update. And as we all know, school security has been a hot topic recently, so the timing of this update is very appropriate. We've started quite a few security initiatives this year, including our anonymous tip reporting tool on our BCSD app. This tool allows the public to anonymously report any kind of security issues or any other issues that might be occurring in our schools. We've also, as we all know, we piloted a clear bag, no bag entry procedure at our athletic events. This year, we're conducting those at all of our varsity events. We are also continuing our physical security upgrades with the help of Facilities and Technology Department. This is an ongoing effort for us to make our campuses as safe as we can.
Brian, can I interrupt you for a minute?
Yes, ma'am.
I really would like us to spend some time on that tip line opposed to, Facebook. which is not the appropriate place to report where the doors are unlocked.
Yes, ma'am.
But the tip line would be a wonderful place
It
where we
would.
could get secure information, get it to you quickly, and not put my kids at risk or anybody else's kids at risk. But I've been real frustrated with, I feel like the public wants to communicate with us and it's somewhat misplaced, especially on Facebook or social media, but I don't know if we can, I'll say, where's the other Brian? That Brian, I don't know if we can, shoot a commercial or something, but we really need to publicize that tip line so people are using it the right way.
I was just thinking the same thing. I was like, I'm downloading that app now. Like, maybe we need to get on Facebook and let everybody on Facebook know that there is an app they can download on their phone to report, or is there any 1-800 numbers or,
how to communicate differently, because I really, the Facebook communication is just really difficult, and it's not, it just puts us at a greater risk for everybody who's reading Facebook.
Yeah, I think social media has kind of thrown a big wrench in all of our jobs. It just adds a level of complexity to what we do. We've got our 800 number that we've had for years. This reporting app, I hope, is going to be a good tool. We've already got several anonymous tips that has helped us keep things from getting bigger than what they already are.
Well, I appreciate the work. I think that's a really valuable tool, and I think if folks knew it was there, they wouldn't resort to posting it on social media, or at least I hope so.
And the BCSD app, if you use that to report, it goes straight to the safety and security officers themselves.
Okay.
If you report on our app, it's not other people reading it, it's going straight to Brian or
Right to safety security. That's good work. We need to spend some more time publicizing. That's good work. We need to tell people about it. Sorry, I totally
That's all right.
derailed your presentation because Facebook had me all hot and bothered this past week, telling us where all the doors were unlocked.
Yes, ma'am. This year we've got some training initiatives that we want to do. Like we are all aware, last year we did our FBI gunfire school shooting demonstration at our BCSD conference. We're planning on doing this again this coming February for the 2019 conference. This program that we've got is been very popular. I think our teachers get a lot out of it. This is a thing that where we actually fire blank rounds off in a school, and it gives our teachers the knowledge of what it sounds like. And we kind of walk through it, kind of get their brains going, so teachers are prepared to think quick if something like this was to happen. I think last year we had about 400 teachers go through the program, and we're hoping to do that, if not more, this coming year. Also this year, or actually last school year, we introduced mass casualty bags supplied by North American Rescue. These bags are basically like oversized fanny packs. They have tourniquets and all kinds of medical supplies in there that if there was something to happen, our school resource officers or even our school nurses could respond and be prepared with the equipment that they need. We did 2 training sessions last year. One during spring break, our SROs came in and did a week-long training. And also we did training during our summer SRO training that we do every year. As we all know, we do at least 2 large-scale crisis simulations every year. For this year's fall event, we're going to be conducting an active shooter training simulation at Sedgefield Middle School. This is going to be on November 15th, so in 2 days. This training is also going to impact Goose Creek High School, Mount Holly, and Howell Hall Ames. The purpose of this simulation is to reinforce the emergency procedures that we already have in place, but also to ensure that we are doing what we need to do the right way, that we keep our students and staff safe. During this event, we partner with law enforcement, EMS, emergency preparedness personnel, so everybody's kind of on the same page should an incident ever occur. Some other training we did, like we said before, this last summer we did our 5th annual summer SRO training. We conducted some training called DITEP. It's drug recognition for teaching professionals, I think. Drug impairment training for educational professionals, that's what it's called. Basically teaches our SROs and counselors how to recognize some of the signs that a student might be impaired. We also conducted active shooter training that we do every year, more mass casualty training, and also we had partners from Berkeley Mental Health come in and talk to our SROs about dealing with children with mental health issues and some of the resources that are available to them should they come across a child like that. All right. We're excited that we're going to be increasing the size of our security office with a couple new positions. The training position that we're looking forward to getting is greatly needed. There's several programs that we want to implement some training with large-scale events that we have. It's hard to get everybody involved. With another training personnel, we could involve more of these type events, get more teachers hands-on training. So we're looking forward to that. Also, we're looking forward to getting an investigator. So far this year, we've had about 30 investigations, and every investigation is different. Some are short, may take a day to complete investigation. Others are complicated, and they could take up to weeks before we figure out what's going on. We also work with our law enforcement partners, Department of Social Services, so that we have a thorough investigation, and all investigations are completed 100% of our ability. We also would like to conduct more community engagement. I think this past year we did a couple community outreach engagements with the superintendent, talking about safety and security. We'd like to do some more of those where we go out and speak to parents about what their concerns are, how we can better keep our students safe. We would also like to get into our classrooms and talk to our students and get from them how they feel and how they feel what is needed so that they feel secure while they're at school. Oh, I think I went one too far. Also, I think if we go back one, I'll figure it out. If we go back one, you see there's a picture of, there's Tim Knight right there. He's our safety security director. He got an award from the Campus Security, or Campus Safety Magazine. They're a national leader in both school safety and hospital safety. He was named the K-12 Security Office Director of the Year. He went to Washington, D.C. to get that. Along with that, we want to keep our school district in the limelight. We have had, in a positive limelight, we've had several colleges and private schools reach out to us. We've helped them out with some training programs, getting their lockdown drills straight, and several other training programs. And actually, in next month, we're going to be going to the Citadel and helping with about 70 professors and other school personnel on safety training. Also, several schools have reached out to us because they're interested in what we're doing, trying to get our advice on school safety and some of the initiatives that we've implemented. All right, and I think that's it. Do we have any questions?
Any questions, discussion from the committee? Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all be safe.
Moving on to the second agenda item, which is again an information-only agenda item. It's a capital projects update. Mr. James Thomas, you are recognized.
Good evening, Mr. Chair, Dr. Ingram, members of the board. Tonight, I'd like to bring to your information some updates on our facilities of construction currently going on. Philip Simmons Elementary and Middle School, we're happy to say currently working on the last and final payout of these two schools. Get these closed out and behind us. For Philip Simmons High School, we currently have 3 remaining punch list items. Once these are complete, we will close out this project as well. For Bowens Corner Elementary and Foxbank Elementary, we just completed the playground installment at Bowens Corner. Was hoping to have Foxbank, but due to the weather, right now it's pushed back just a little bit, but they are currently finishing that installment. As well, we're currently working on punch list items at both schools. So we do have a list of punch list items naturally, going through those now with Wayne and David. And we're now in our 1-year warranty period at both of these schools. For Berkeley Educational Center, the contractor right now is doing the installing of interior finishings and painting. On the exterior, brickwork is going up, and the new roof as well on the multipurpose room. We're looking right now at a completion date of January the 25th of 2019 on this facility.
James.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me why the door is open, or why people call me and tell me the door is open? Are we close to that being dried in?
Yes.
Or it has it, I mean, we're right on the edge.
We are getting close to that edge. We do not have HVAC installment going on. So naturally, the door cases and all those are not installed as well. So once we do get the mechanical system up and running, they turn that on, then the building will be secure to start dehumidifying and pulling the moisture out of the building. But right now, there are no mechanical devices
In there. I don't have a good reason. People are like, why is the door open? I'm like,
simply just say no mechanical, no
it's
dehumidification.
not dried in. I mean, it's not, we aren't there yet. I'm like, well, we aren't there yet. I'm thinking I need to ask that question so I can have a more intelligent answer. So we're not dried in, as in the mechanical systems. We're not heating and cooling it yet.
We're very close, and like we were saying, January the 25th is a completion date.
That's great news.
That building will be turned over. Yes. Berkeley High School, the final work on our new tennis courts is underway on the final phase. Court sealant and lights being installed. The fence work has been completed. In addition to that work there at that facility, last week we completed the renovation of the old gym, resurfacing of the court, and painted the entire gym work. We also removed some bleachers there for them on the one side, so they had this additional room for them for some athletic reasoning.
Right.
At Hanahan Elementary School, this week we are completing a LED lighting project. This was a grant provided to us from South Carolina Electric and Gas. So this was a no cost to the district. Will actually be the 4th facility project that we have completed and done this year. So this project is done in-house by my people, and it's done after hours. And you would say, my gosh, we're paying people overtime to do this work. Yes, we are. But SC&G is reimbursing us 100% of that overtime. The great thing from this LED retrofit lighting project, we're going to save the district approximately $8,000 per year from here on out per facility. The new bulbs have a 10-year life expectancy, So no one will have to literally touch these bulbs, replace these bulbs for 10 years. So that's a good bit of labor savings right there alone. So we're looking, even if, now like I was saying, this project is funded through SC&G, so we can only do our SC&G schools. So we plan on continuing to do this until the money runs out too. At Mount Holly Elementary, we're now in the planning stage to work on the school's building envelope, replacement of HVAC system, windows, exterior painting, and roof work. This project will be completed by June the 30th, 2019. Again, this was a grant through some Abbeville money, and it has to be used and completed by the end of our fiscal year. Any questions?
What are some of those punch lists you have at Boynes Corners that you're working on?
Yes, sir, Mr. Spann. We have a list of punch list items. We could stand up here and talk about it, but many things such as door sweeps, exterior irrigation, hinge door locks, several. We've gone through with a fine-tooth comb. I'm happy to say that we are back involved as facilities doing a punch out, where before it was only done by the architect and the contractor and OSF. So we actually have gone through there trade by trade, and we have done a punch out of every particular item of the building. Yes.
Any other questions? Thank you.
You're welcome.
This time I'd entertain a motion to adjourn this committee meeting.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. This meeting's adjourned.
So we'll now come back for the recess of the full meeting. Because there's only one meeting this month, some of the action items need to be carried forward. So we are now back in regular session. So now we'll do committee reports. Up first is Ms. Condor with the Committee on Academics and Innovation.
Madam Chairwoman, the Committee on Academics and Innovation met earlier this evening. On recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the Head Start budget expenditures reports for September 2018, Head Start credit card report for September 2018, prospective new hires, financial policies and procedure manual 2017-18, annual report, Head Start service plan, child care provider job description, ERSI recruitment plan, Head Start selection criteria, and the school readiness plan.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, Madam Chairman, on recommendation of the committee, I move to adopt the career and technical education textbooks as submitted by administration.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the issuance of report cards for the second quarter be moved from January 10th to January the 15th.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Chairman, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Condor. Next is the Committee on Finance and Human Resources, Chairman Michael Ramsey.
Madam Chairwoman, the Committee on Finance and Human Resources met earlier this evening. On recommendation of the committee, I move to approve second reading for deletion of policy EGB, Student Athletic and Volunteer Insurance Coverage, and revision of policy JGA, Student Insurance Program.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve first reading to revise policy JCDA-R, Student Behavior Code.
We have a recommendation from the committee. No second is required. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve first reading to revise policy IHA-R, grading assessment systems.
We have a recommendation from committee. No second is required. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve first reading to revise policy IFBDB, distance, online, and virtual education.
We have a recommendation from the committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Also, on recommendation of the committee, I move to approve the 16 out-of-state travel requests as presented.
We have a recommendation from the committee. No second is required. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it.
Madam Chairwoman, that concludes my report.
We'll now move on to Agenda Item 12A.
Move to adjourn.
There's a motion by Mr. McQuillan. A second by Wofford to adjourn. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll call the question. All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourned.